Hello, Kiss fans. This is Rambo from Kiss Fan from Kennett. This is the last episode for the 10 official members of the band. This is the Tommy Thayer episode, and once again, just like I said about Gene Simmons, I'm not the best. I was not the best source of information for Gene Simmons, and I'm not the best source for Tommy Thayer. I like the guy. I just don't find him very interesting. Good guitarist. You know he can rock. Don't get me wrong. Just don't find him that interesting. So I'm pretty much gonna be reading off some notes and just some things I've heard about him. So it's not gonna be anything special. I mean, I hate to end the last episode not being anything great, but you know, what can I say? Back to the last episode about Eric Singer. I only left one thing out. He was the first and only member of Kiss to start out in the band without makeup and end up staying in the band with makeup. Back to Bruce Kulick. Now that I'm on the Tommy Thayer episode, I made a mistake saying that Bruce Kulick was the only member to use his real name. Tommy Thayer also gets to use his real name. I made that mistake because when I looked him up, I thought it said his name was Tommy Cunningham. Cunningham is his middle name. So yes, his name is Tommy Thayer. Full name Tommy Cunningham Thayer. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this episode started. I'm gonna play the very first Black and Blue album.
Welcome to the new us.
Alright. Born November 7th, 1960 from Portland, Oregon. He is the son of James Thayer, who was a businessman, community leader, and retired brigade general in the U.S. Army. That is something I have heard. Just like all other Kiss members, Beatles fan. Started playing the guitar when he was 13. Basically, Thayer's passion for music was in the 1970s. You know, were hard rock bands. Got him enthused to play. Some of those bands were, like I said, the Beatles, but my time is right. We're gonna make this place alive tonight. Actually, I don't know whose influences were, but anyway, he started a garage band and he started playing in clubs, and it was his band, Black and Blue. Yeah, they started out in Southern California. One of the members of the band was Jamie St. James. I've heard that name before. So he starts Black and Blue in the 80s. In fact, I think Black and Blue may have been the winners of that contest, and when they did I forget what year it was, but it was a contest for video basement tapes, and I think Black and Blue won that contest. And yeah, don't hold me to that, but because I'm not sure, but I think it's the same band. Gene Simmons took an interest in them, pretty much managed the band, and asked Tommy to do some writing for him. Basically, gave him a part-time job doing anything they asked him to do. First of all, it's no joke when Gene Simmons made that statement that if he wants a cup of coffee, Tommy better go make it for him. And he did. Tommy would go and he would literally make Gene Simmons a cup of coffee. You could probably go up to Tommy and ask him exactly what kind of coffee Gene Simmons prefers. What other they had him do some other jobs. Cleaning gutters. They had him clean gutters. He painted Paul Stanley's house. It's just kind of like, I don't know. It's like Tommy was like some kind of like subcontractor for Kiss, and he did whatever they told him to do. But then they made him their tour manager. He had something to do with the production of the Detroit Rock City movie. What else did he do? He did some. He played a little bit of guitar on the Hot in the Shade album. What else did he do? He co-produced Doro Pesch's 1991 Polygram record album just called Doro. And basically what happened was he eventually became their tour manager. He had to basically when they brought Ace and Peter back, Tommy being such a fan of Kiss and knowing all their songs, including songs from The Elder, which I saw a video where they're all on a roof, and Tommy and Eric want to play some songs from The Elder. Oh yeah, going back to Eric Singer, something I forgot to mention. Since I did his episode and I gave him such a good review about how much of a nice guy he is, I've heard some stories from some fans that have met him, said that he was a little bit nasty, on the nasty side. Just something I heard. Back to Tommy Thayer. This is his episode. I saw some video where Tommy and Eric wanted to do some songs from The Elder, and they knew how to play them, but Paul and Gene didn't know. They forgot. So that's how much of a Kiss fan he was. And when the reunion tour started, he basically had to train Ace and Peter how to do their parts. Now, I don't know anything. I never knew anything about Tommy Thayer knowing how to play the drums or anything, but I do know that he was rehearsing with Peter. He was playing the guitar, so Peter could practice his drum parts. So Yeah, he was a very much a participant in helping them get back up to par with the reunion tour. Other than that, before that, he did some backup vocals with on Revenge. He played some guitar parts on Hot in the Shade. He played most of the guitar on Psycho Circus. You know, you only hear Ace a little bit. You hear Bruce, and Bruce does a little bit on that album also. But anyway, there was one thing I read in Ace's book where Tommy could be a little tough on Ace and Peter, and Ace took exception to that and just totally cold-cocked Tommy. Boy, I would have loved a little bit of fly on the wall for that. Now, being that Tommy has paid his dues so much, and Ace quit the band the second time, Gene and Paul basically decided to make Tommy a member of the band, and to don the spaceman makeup. That's something Tommy used to do, you know. Other than Black and Blue, he used to play in Kiss cover bands, and he would play the role of Ace Frehley. So Ace Frehley was his hero, and imagine that, man. You know, somebody's your hero, and then he just punches you in the face. Man, that must have sucked for Tommy, man. I feel kind of bad for him, actually. So, but okay, so he's in the band. The first tour he does is the tour with Aerosmith. Not Rock the Nation, that comes later. World Domination Tour, and that was after they let Peter go and brought Eric back, and now Ace leaves. And they're demanding 3 members of Kiss, so they have to let Eric go again, bring Peter back. So the lineup is Gene, Paul, Peter, and Tommy. And they do a second tour. They do the Symphony Tour, which is Gene, Paul, Peter, and Tommy. And then after that, they did not renew Peter's contract and made Eric Singer the official drummer, and which to this day is the current lineup of Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Eric Singer, and Tommy Thayer. So the first tour that Tommy Thayer did with Eric Singer was the Rock the Nation tour, which was, I saw it, man. I saw it on YouTube. It was incredible. It was incredible. You know, it's like, you know, I'm not going to disagree with most people think of the guy. I definitely think he's an Ace clone. You know, I mean, but you know, it's his job. You know, it's what Gene and Paul wanted from him. They wanted somebody to clone Ace, basically, and they even offered the job to Bruce, and they all decided that Tommy would do a better job at it. So Bruce did not join the band again, and Tommy joined. So an Ace clone they won, an Ace clone they got. Well, although he really, you know, his face looks really funny. You can definitely tell the difference between the two, because you know, Ace's face is a little skinnier, or was anyway. You know, he was older. You when he aged, you could tell. I mean, he's a little Chinese looking, somewhat. I mean, his hair was really thin. Tommy's younger by about at least 10 years, maybe more. His hair's thicker. I mean, really, when you see him outside of his makeup, his hair is thick as. It's not really curly, but it's just like real thick. Sort of like the other guys in the band. But when he has to get in that spaceman outfit, he has to do his best to straighten it up. Which is funny, because as the shows go on, you see his hair start to frizz out and it starts to puff up again. I think that's hilarious. But yeah, I do agree with a lot of the Kiss fans that he should have his own makeup. I think both Eric and Tommy should have their own makeup. But it seems like all the drummers of Kiss ended up being animals. Well, Eric Singer dying to cat makeup again. I thought of some ideas for what Tommy could have been. I think a king would have been appropriate. Would have been an appropriate character for a Kiss character. But one thing I do wonder. I mean, it's just like I know he's not allowed to admit it because Gene and Paul won't let him. But deep inside, when he thinks about it, do you think he really has any sympathy or what's the word I'm looking for? Guilt, any type of guilt, feeling that he's any kind of compassion for Ace, that that he's donning his makeup, which was Ace's own creation, I heard when they did that show on VH1, Ace Frehley came out to play with Rob Zombie and Tommy Lee and Scott Ian from Anthrax and I don't know whoever that other guy was. And Slash. Then he joined them. But I heard he was a little upset to see Tommy Thayer right in front of him wearing that spaceman gear, and it led him to start drinking again. That's pretty sad. Another thing I like about Tommy Thayer is lately, Paul and Gene are getting a little rough. Paul's voice is getting a little rough. Gene really, I don't know. He's getting older. He's just not as thrilling as he used to. It almost seems like Tommy and Eric kind of showed them up a little bit on these shows. I saw the Monster Tour and I saw the duet with Tommy and Eric, and I thought it was cool as shit, man. And really, both Tommy and Eric have announced that they're not going to be a part of Kiss 2.0 if there's one, yeah, which makes sense, Tommy shouldn't be into a Kiss 2.0. He's a member of Kiss. That's right. But what I would like to see is I would like to see him and Eric start a new band together. Make up all the makeup, you know. Not a non-makeup band, Tommy and Eric. Yeah, they should definitely, those two, they were meant to dance together. Hell, you know, maybe they could even bring Bruce back, you know. Maybe it could be, you know, Tommy, Eric, and Bruce. You know, maybe Bruce would he want to play the bass, you know. And maybe we could have a drummer for a lead singer band, and Eric Singer could be the lead vocalist. A three-piece band with the drummer as the lead vocalist. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, don't count Tommy Thayer out. You know, we haven't heard the last of him. He's gonna be around for a little while longer. But it's funny. You know, you talk about the drummers. You know, all three of the drummers fit in the band. But when it comes to the guitarists, it's like, you know, everybody's got their favorites. Most of them, it's Ace. Vinny's got his allegiances for fans, but there's just as many people that hate him. Bruce got his fans. You know, I think there's more Ace and Vinny fans out there than there are Bruce fans, but I could be wrong. You know. I mean, Bruce was in the band longer than Ace was, and I think by now Tommy might actually be caught up with Bruce. Yeah, and Tommy's been actually Tommy as well has been in the band longer than Ace. That is if you don't add up when Ace came back. So, but yeah, Tommy Thayer, lead guitarist to Kiss. All right, well, I had a lot of fun. This is something I wanted to mention. I posted a poll on Facebook one time. Said who has more haters, Tommy or Vinny? And most people said Tommy. Now, the reason these two guys are hated are for two entirely different reasons. There are just fans out there that just hate Tommy Thayer because he's donning the spaceman costume and makeup. I don't think you should hate the man for it. I mean, he's just doing his job, you know. I mean, well, you know, like I said, does he have any guilt? I don't know. I mean, I could see him having a little guilt. I mean, that would be like me, you know, let's say Vinnie Vincent lost his rights to the Vinnie Vincent invasion, and Mark Slaughter asked me if I wanted to fill in for Vinnie because they were bringing the Vinnie Vincent invasion back. That'll be like, you know, me wearing a wig and getting a, you know, Pink Jackson V, and you know, we are about the same height, and we both are Italian, you know. But it's like I couldn't do that to Vinny, you know. First of all, I wouldn't do it, you know. I would look absolutely ridiculous, you know. I mean, and that's not what's in, you know. I mean, you know, no one wants to see a 42-year-old guy, you know, Italian guy, you know, dressed up in, you know, women's makeup, wearing pink, and this big old fluffy wig, you know, bigger than his head. You know, I'm kind of like, you know, Vinny and Gene, you know. I don't look right. I wouldn't look right in women's makeup, you know. Yeah. I'm all man, basically. I'm not like poison, I wouldn't fit in poison, But also lately, Tommy has been a father for about a year or two. I think he had a baby boy a year or two ago. And most recently, he posted on his Twitter page that he was playing golf with former President of the United States, George W. Bush. How interesting. George W. Bush playing golf with the lead guitarist of Kiss. Isn't that something? Well, everybody, that sums it up. That was my last episode for the official members of Kiss. I hope you enjoyed my episodes. Like I said, this isn't like anything real serious. It's just kind of something I'm practicing for. I'm moving on. I'm going to get together with my buddies and we're going to put a podcast together. It's going to be four of us. Four guys representing a four-man band. Can't wait to get started on it. But I'm going to be back for a few more episodes. It's not like it's going to be an obligation like I did for all the official members of the group. It's just whenever I feel like bringing up a subject, I'm gonna do an episode. So, Kiss Fan from Kennett is not officially done. I will be back here and there to discuss a few things, and I hope you all enjoyed it. I haven't gotten any feedback from anybody, no comments on the YouTube channel, but if you wouldn't mind, maybe give me a little critique, grade me, give me a grade of A to F, tell me what I could have, done better, or what I missed out. Tell me if I know absolutely nothing and I totally wasted my time. Whatever. Alright. Well, it was fun and I'm glad I could reach out to some of you Kiss fans on the social media. Okay. I will see you again. Take care.